Testing. Yeah, I think it's working. Let me take some tea real quick, because, originally when I recorded this video, I kind of turned it into a rant, as I said I was going to do in my post 2 days ago. But, I ditched a couple of chicks today on some dates. I ditched them. I came home. I decided I just wanted to play video games, right? So I get on TeamSpeak with my clan. I'm shooting tanks. And we having fun. I logged off of tanks because the games were starting to get bad. So then my boy Adam hit me up on Discord. Let's do some matches. And I'm gonna upload the matches either tonight or tomorrow. I don't know about giving you guys 2 videos in one. I mean, nobody watches Pirate 101 anyways, but I don't know. Just out of sheer principle, probably not gonna upload both of these in one night. And yeah, had to listen to some music. I got some tea. I'm getting black as shit because of the sun, because it's hot as shit in Baltimore, man. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I decided to take a different approach with this video, because I'm always talking about constant progression. My ponytail's kind of fucked up, but that's okay. I'm always talking about constant progression and moving forward in life, right? So somebody asked me to make a reply to a video that got uploaded. I was in my Discord server having a private conversation that somebody recorded, right? It was about autism and science and Nazis and chemicals, right? And the recording took out of context. Matter of fact, I'll get to that. I'll get to that when I get to it, but a conversation about me was recorded, and for the longest time people wanted me to make a video explaining what happened, talk about what happened. I had long forgot this video existed because I got a life outside of YouTube, right? I got DM'd on Discord, Chris, Frizzy, are you dead? Because I didn't make a video in like X amount of time, besides those Pirate 101 videos I made. When I don't upload people, I'm not dead. That's the first thing I want to... People got lives outside of this shit, man. YouTube ain't my fucking job. I got a real job that I just made $40 an hour yesterday doing. You know what I'm saying? So first of all, if I don't upload, I'm not dead. Second of all, when you guys request me to make videos about certain things, understand that YouTube's rules now, if you type a comment and YouTube thinks you violated the community guidelines, YouTube automatically deletes your comments. So, because the guy that asked me to make a video talking about this, he assumed I had something to hide. He assumed I was ducking the topic. But YouTube just deleted his comment. I don't delete fucking comments. I barely check my YouTube at all anymore, unless I'm driving and I'm trying to put some music up while I'm driving. So I don't delete any comments. If your comment gets deleted, just type it again. It's probably YouTube automatically deleting your shit because it thinks that you violated the community guidelines. I wanted to get those 2 things out the way. And I wanted to do this video a little bit differently. I'm not going to turn it into a super rant like the video I recorded yesterday that I'm probably not going to upload. No, I'm going to do this differently. I'm going to be calm. I'm going to just explain the situation and what happened, and help people see things from an intellectual's point of view, right? So even though, I have a lot of videos degrading the average thinker, degrading the sheep, so to speak, degrading people that are incapable of analyzing things from an unpopular perspective and seeing things clearly with logic for what it really is. I've made fun of people for thinking with their emotions and not using logic in the thought process. Unfortunately, I'm not perfect, so I'm guilty of doing that as well. I made my Discord with 2 purposes in mind. One, for the Pirate 101 community, I wanted to gather the best players in that particular community that were also the most intelligent. So I wanted to gather the players with the highest mechanical skill as well as who had the most enlightened minds. And I got to be careful how I word certain things, because I don't want to, I don't want to, get on the bad side of the wrong people. But, I don't care about what people think about me anyways, if that's not obvious from the shit that I say, but certain topics I want to word carefully so I'm not, crossing any territory, so to speak. So I tried to get the best players from that community that had the most enlightened minds, right? My server originally only had 40 people in it. And what we did was we broke it down by using the Niccolo Machiavelli scale. You have 3 classes of intellectuals. Those that learn on their own, those that learn through the showing of others, those that learn neither on their own nor through the showing of others. The first is excellent, the second is good, the third is useless. Niccolo Machiavelli said this in The Prince, a book he wrote. So what we did was we broke it down. Excellent, good, and useless, right? Those were your roles on the server, all right? And I still have those roles on the server now for my new private server, right? And you got your role based on how open-minded and enlightened you were and how quickly you could scope in on the truth about things that regular people just do not have the brain capacity to understand. And I'm guilty of emotional thinking because I'm guilty of thinking that people are more intelligent than they are, right? I met a lot of intelligent folks from Pirate 101 as well as a lot of idiots. So I heard that Toontown Corporate Clash was a harder version of Toontown. Now, I quit Toontown nearly a decade ago, but when I heard that there is like a harder version of the game coming out, I figured I would give it a try. So I gave it a try, and it was alright, you know what I'm saying? I still got videos on it on my channel. It was alright, it wasn't hard at all. That's what disappointed me. Was it better than base Toontown? Debatable. Is it better than Toontown Rewritten? Gameplay-wise, yeah. Although the staff is a bunch of fucking idiots. But that's neither here nor there. So I figured, alright, I'll expand my Discord to include the Toontown players. And I'm guilty of thinking people are more intelligent than they actually are. I thought that because there was certain things that I saw as a child, that I saw as a 13, 14-year-old kid, I thought that other people would have seen the same information a long time ago like me. Because I really don't think I'm anything special. People tell me all the time, my stepfather tells me this all the time, my friends tell me this all the time. Hell, my fucking clan in World of Tanks. I made a comment saying that the Patton is the best fucking tank ever. And one of the officers was like, you see, DJ, me, because my name on there used to be DJ, my YouTube channel. It used to be my YouTube channel name, but now I'm politically incorrect. And one of the officers was like, DJ is a very good player, so how he sees things may not apply to you. Because he's a very good player, be very careful of what you listen to him about. Because what he can get away with, you can't. And I'm one of the worst players in my clan, but it's a top 10 clan, right? So hearing him say that kind of flattered me, because I don't think I'm anything special. When I play these games, when I'm like at the top, I don't think I'm doing anything special. So in Pirate 101, even though I'm the #1 player, I'm thinking everybody can be the #1 player too, because I don't think I'm doing anything that fucking abnormally special or good, right? So when it comes to these topics that require a brain, I think because I can see things for what they are, everybody else can see things for what they are. Even though I've read, stuff like Morals and Dogma, Die Sheep Will Die, and guys that say the opposite of this, that you have the enlightened and then you have the sheep, and that the sheep can never see things for what they really are. That's why we deceive them on purpose, because they deserve it. So even though I've read material like that and I agree with it, my emotional thinking, I still think or assume that because I can catch on to things quickly, because I can see things as a child, the children around me can also see these things as well. Although the guy that secretly recorded me, he wasn't a child. But I digress. Neither was anybody in the conversation. So, getting to the actual conversation, I just wanted to start off with that so people can see where I'm coming from. I figured because there's information I came across at a young age that I accepted, that I integrated into my life, 13, 14, 15, 16 years old. I'm 27 now. 11 years later, I figure that everybody else around me could also integrate that information as well. And the most intelligent people I've met from both communities, they do still continue to do that. My server now only has like 27, 28 people, and it's going to stay like that. I'm not really adding anybody else. Unfortunately, I quickly found out, as I let more people into my Discord, as people started watching my channel again, because my channel got big off of Toontown. Pirate 101 videos don't get any views. Even though I'm one of the most viewed Pirate 101 PvP channels as well, compared to Toontown content creators is nothing. So I could get away with having these conversations in my Discord when it was only Pirate 101 people, because there's barely any Pirate 101 people. But I quickly realized, once hundreds of Toontown people started flooding into my Discord, I quickly realized most of these people are fucking idiots. To be perfectly blunt with you. I mean, the biggest eye-opener for me was, and she may or may not see this video, I don't think she's subbed to me anymore. But I was talking to the chick Revolutions, right? I apologize if I'm saying your name wrong. I don't remember if your name was Revolutions, Revelations. I knew it was something along those lines. And the biggest eye-opener for me, and I yelled at this chick on Discord because I got angry, right? Was me and her were having a discussion, and it was in front of like 20 other people. And I said something along the lines of, because I knew at a young age, we didn't really have internet like that back then, right? When I was 13, I've read in history one of the senators in the 1800s, if you don't want a slave to find it, put it in the book. So, I knew that if you really want to learn, you got to find it in the book, because that's where they hide the information. They hide it in books, and they write it in such a way that if you don't understand the lingo, so to speak, you still won't get the information. I knew this as a kid. So later on, when the internet first started getting big, we were taught in school, you can't use Google as a reference. You can't use Wikipedia as a reference. You got to actually do your research and fact check and get real fucking sources for your information, or you're not going to get any credit. Right? This was me in high school. So I knew this as a fucking kid. So when Revolutions said to me, well, if I can't find it on the internet, where can I find it? Look at my face, man. Look at my face. My eyes, right? You see my eyes? You see my eyes? My eyes turned fucking red, and I ended up yelling at this shit, right? People say that's how the cancel Frizzy movement got started, but that's not how the cancel Frizzy movement got started. That was like the first episode, I guess, of people seeing that their idol is different than what he actually is, right? Let me take a sip of soda because I'm about to go in. This is why I made that video called Why You Should Not Worship Toontown YouTubers. I'm nothing special. We're nothing special. We're people, we're one speck of life, one speck of light that comes from the sun that, you know, the observable universe is over 80 billion light years long. I'm one little speck of light across the entire universe. I'm nothing special. Why people in the first place saw me as something special that they should worship is beyond me. But you don't just see this with Toontown YouTubers. You see this with anybody that has a platform. All the sheep, so to speak, they're like deers to a car, right? They're drawn to that light, and they admire that light. They worship it, like sun worship, except as people worship, right? It's all the same shit. But that episode was like the first, I guess you could say, crack in the lights of the aura of Frizzy. That's when people were originally started getting angry at me. Oh my god, he's talking to a woman like this? Oh my god, he's yelling at a woman because she said that everything you need to know can be found on the internet? And I got angry because, you know, the chick, I'm not gonna lie, man, it seemed like she had potential. I only talked to her once. And I later apologized for yelling at her because I had to realize exactly the type of people that I was dealing with, right? It seemed like she had a light inside of her. It seemed like she had potential to be enlightened, but it was all blocked and clouded with a bunch of generational Z bullshit, right? Understand something. It's this generation that's learning that everything you need to know is on the internet. That all the information you could ever want to attain is on the internet, and nothing could be further from the truth. So when I heard this chick say, you know, if it's not on the internet, how can I find it? I got really pissed off and I yelled at her, right? That was the start of it. So that led to some people wanting to cancel Frizzy. People started sneaking into my Discord, secretly recording the shit that I would say when I was talking to my friends about things that require an enlightened brain. I know I'm taking a while to get to the point, but you guys got to hear all of this before I deliver the coup de grace, right? So boom, a couple of days pass, you know, but that was what got the attention started. But the person that wanted to cancel me, I finally found out who it is, and her bitch ass is probably gonna watch this video, and that's cool. I give you some publicity for your dead YouTube channel if you you know, if you even make videos anymore. But it was a chick that I dated a long time ago, right? I thought she got over me. You figure, you dump a bitch years ago, you figure she'd find a new dick to hop on, by now at least. But no. I mean, but my mom came in, sorry about that. But, shit, what the fuck was I even saying? So yeah, actually, I gotta stop the video and remember what I was talking about. Sorry about that, but yeah, now that I remember what I was talking about. But I mean, yeah, so there was a chick I dated a couple years ago. She started the whole fucking cancel Frizzy movement because something I'm going to teach you guys about women, right? If women really desire you, and for whatever reason that situation ends, what they try to do is they try to ruin your reputation so that in their minds other women won't try to latch on to you and take you from them, even though the situation's already over, right? If they can't have you, nobody else can have you. Not understanding that I probably got DM'd by more chicks than ever after that whole situation happened, because all kinds of chicks wanted to hear my perspective and see, are you really like that, Frizzy? You know. But that's neither here nor there. So, but that's how this whole thing started, for real. So people started sneaking into my Discord channel. They started secretly recording me because these people are pussies. This is what you guys got to understand. And I'm calm. I'm not going to yell in this video. I'm not going to turn this into a rant. I'm just going to calmly break down how these people think, right? That chick had potential, and I still think she has potential. But her brain was clouded with so much bullshit, right? Thinking you could just find anything you want on the internet now, not understanding that there's layers and tiers of information that regular people will never come across, right? I blocked a chick on Discord, a chick that, you know, I'm gonna be honest, a chick I was really close to. I blocked her, man, because we got into an argument. And she was basically trying to say that dictionaries on the internet are the same. I had an argument that somebody secretly recorded with a Toontown fucker that was saying the same thing. These people never actually read books. They never actually do real research. So they don't understand that what they believe and what is actually true are two separate things. DJ Hive says this in one of his books. And this is how the whole conversation was in a nutshell. I was having a conversation with my boy Cloud about scientific stuff, right? Some fucking Toontown guy started talking about autism. Actually, no. Some Toontown guy started talking about vaccinations, and then autism got brought up later, because it was actually somebody else that mentioned mercury and the correlation between autism and mercury and how mercury is found in the vaccines, right? So me, I could kind of sense I was getting baited, so I threw some baits, right? I fished. I threw the hook, right? Nowhere in that audio clip do you hear me ever say that the Nazis invented autism. Because what cowardly people do, they cannot fight you directly. They hide behind aliases, they hide behind the computer screen, they make fake profiles to talk to you, fake Discords, fake Instagrams, fake personas. They never directly talk to you man to man. They do a whole lot of fuck shit behind the scenes and are just sneaky with it because these people aren't strong. These people are weak, right? So, and another common thing to do is they'll take your words and they'll twist it around to manipulate their agenda because they know that most people are stupid. They know that most people, you just put something on the internet and most people are just going to blindly go with it. Nowhere in the video did I say the Nazis invented autism. I even challenged people $200 on PayPal. Put a fucking timestamp. Where do I say the Nazis invented autism? Nobody could do it. Instead, because these people don't leave the house, so they got a skewed perception of how the real world works. Well, you implied it, so that's clearly not. That don't work like that. You can't take somebody to court on implications. You have to have direct, concrete, beyond a reasonable doubt evidence to get them convicted of the shit, right? And I mentioned this in the conversation. A major reason cops don't take rape cases seriously anymore is because people are not directly proving exactly what happened. There's something like 2 million untested rape kits in America, and it's sad, And I witnessed it myself when I was in law enforcement. I witnessed it myself. Lieutenants, majors, and captains, they would get reports on their desk and they'd just go into the trash. They ain't bother investigating the shit because there was no real direct, hard-hitting, concrete proof to make it go forward. It is what it is, right? So how that conversation came up in the first place, me and some people that have a brain, we were discussing things, and some fucking Toontown guy derailed the conversation, started talking about autism, started talking about vaccines, so I threw some bait, right? Because I was being baited, so I threw some bait. And this is what I said. Now, I learned this as a kid, 14-year-old in history class, because I was going after school talking to the teachers because I wanted to learn more. I was not satisfied because I already knew the material they were teaching in school, because this is what the fuck I do. I look for answers. If I don't know something, I look for the answer, I would be staying after class with the teachers, picking their brain, asking them questions, learning more information, right? Asking them to teach me shit outside of the curriculum, man. And I had some great history teachers, right? Most of the Nazis got prosecuted at trial. But what isn't commonly known is that, well, what's commonly known for us back then, from what I understand, teachers don't talk about this anymore, but it was commonly known to us, right? They took some of the Nazis that they didn't prosecute in trial and brought them back in America and put them in charge of our pharmacies and our Medicare system, right? Literal Nazis were helping to make our medicine, right? Thought this was commonly known. You look on the back of some of your Tylenol bottles, some of the brands, right? You Google the last fucking name of the shit, you get fucking Nazi last names that pop up, right? Because it wasn't that long ago. World War II was fucking what? 70 years ago? And the fucking trials were 60 years ago? Some of those people that were Nazi officers in their 20s and the 40s, some of them lived up until when Tylenols and shit were invented. So, I'm not saying that the Nazis invented autism. I mean, really, if you pay careful attention to the audio clip, I didn't directly answer any questions at all. Instead, I threw some bait. I threw the hook to get people to think, because this is what I do. I don't really directly answer questions, to be honest with you. At least not when it comes to conversations like this. I like to encourage people to think and use their brains so that they can obtain the information on their own, through their own enlightenment. Because if I just give you the information for free, not only are you not going to appreciate it, you're not going to learn anything really. You're going to hear it, oh, that sounds cool, and then you're going to go back and watch American Idol or whatever it is you fuckers do all day, right? So, I threw the bait, and I said verbatim, I don't even remember exactly what I said, but I think in the audio clip it went something along the lines of, you have Nazis that are in charge of making your medicine, and you wonder why shit like autism exists? See, that was the bait, right? Because the Nazis are only, like, there's levels to this shit, right? The Nazis were only, they were just people that obeyed orders, honestly. And, I mean, they were very good, though. You know? They were very good at what they did. I mean, they were scientists, they were engineers, they were fucking nuclear physicists, they were soldiers. They were the best soldiers the world saw at that point in time. So understand something. I'm not downplaying the Nazis' abilities, but you guys gotta understand. That's all they were. They were soldiers, robots, pawns. You had the puppeteers, and then you had the puppets. That's all they were doing. They were just doing what they were told, right? So, I find it's crazy to me that it's commonly accepted that Corona was some shit that was made in the lab. The Chinese government pretty much admitted to that, right? It's some shit that was made in the lab. And a lot of people acknowledge that Corona is a virus that was made in the lab, right? In 2012 or 2002, whatever year it was, you had Operation Honeybee. It might have been 2008, it might have been 2011. I'm going to need to double check the dates, because off the top of my head, I can't remember. But in 2000 whatever, I know it was at least 10 years ago, you had Operation Honeybee, where the powers that be were trying to test out a new human-killing pathogen. But they started it with honeybees, right? Where they put the pathogen in pollen so that the honeybees would come and pollinate the flowers or whatever. And the pathogen was very effective at killing bees, but it was not effective at killing humans. Operation Honeybee, Google it. Alright? So, I mean, and this was 10 fucking years ago. And now we have this Corona shit, which nobody denies it was fucking made in the lab. So this is the shit that I don't understand with people, man. They look at me as crazy for saying, for pointing that for the hook, for the bait, right? For trying to get people to see that things aren't black and white. The whole concept that certain diseases could possibly have been created by man, so to speak, they see that as crazy. They see that as alien. Yet the pandemic that we just had, everybody is quick to accept that it was made in the lab. I don't know, man. People got to wake up. Nonetheless, that's what that conversation was. And that was never meant to be a conversation that the sheep of Toontown, so to speak, were to hear about. That was a conversation I was having with my buddy Cloud, who, you know, shout out to him. He actually just recently got his record deal. You know, hopefully he does big things in the future and doesn't do anything to get himself into trouble. Cloud, if you're watching this video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, man, that was a conversation I was having with my boy Cloud, and some other friends from the internet communities that I'm a part of that really understand what's going on. It was never meant for the sheep of Toontown to stress their little brains over, right? I know that sounds arrogant as fuck. I'm just keeping it 100. These videos I make showing my face, it's straight raw, man. Because even though I made that server to attract the most intelligent minds of that community, I knew that most minds would still not be able to handle that information. Hence why I threw in the bait first. I wanted to see how they reacted to that before we went forward. And then later on I learned that they were never there to learn in the first place. They were just there to bait me into an argument so they could secretly record it, because these fuckers is weirdos that don't have lives. So they can upload it to the internet, right? Cancel Frizzy. Well, unfortunately for y'all, I don't give a fuck what people think about me. That's one of the main reasons I got such an easy life, man. Now I'm at the point I work whenever I want. I'm making, $40 an hour now. I have no stress. My life is simple. My life is easy, So, and that all comes from not giving a fuck what people think about you. You know what I'm saying? So, that's really, the guy that wanted me to address that video, that's pretty much what that video was. It was a conversation that I was having with some friends that really understand what's going on, and it was never meant to be had around the sheep. I don't think Nazis invented autism, because really, the Nazis didn't really invent much of anything. They were not inventors, they were innovators. This is what people don't understand. People think they invented tanks. People think they invented the AK-47. Well, actually, people think Russians invented that. But people think the Nazis invented nuclear weapons. Check this out, man. They were innovators. They took shit that already existed and innovated it, right? This whole autism shit, man. Like, this is the shit that kills me about how people think, man. 2,000 years ago, we had no real access to like, there was medicine, there was a medicinal practice, because that's where the Hippocratic Oath came from. BCE doctors experimenting with herbs and shit. But the modern physician symbol of the snake eating its own tail and whatnot, you saw that in BCE as well. So the medicinal practice has been around for thousands of years, but we didn't really have medicine back then. Right? People were walking around with I need a band-aid for this finger because I actually cut it. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'll be straight, I'll be alright. I'll patch this shit up later. But we had no medicine really back 2,000 years ago, yet people were healthier than ever. You know what I'm saying? You didn't hear about people having fucking autism and bipolarism and all of this shit that has only manifested over the last 200 years, right? I think in the audio clip I said autism didn't exist 60 years ago. That's actually wrong. Autism was first, discovered in the 1920s. People got this misconception that Einstein had autism. That's a fucking rumor that came up in the 90s. Einstein ain't had no fucking autism, right? What Einstein had was, he thought he didn't have common sense. He had genius sense, right? He could understand things on a genius level, but he couldn't understand things on a common level. I'm not even going to bother trying to explain that to y'all in this video. Y'all can research that yourselves, but that's what Einstein had. That's not the same as autism. Autism comes in different levels, different tiers, different forms. Two buddies that I know are going to see this video, Glenn and Steve, they got autism. But they got different, even they have different types of autism. Glenn has one type, Steve has another type, right? So, but this autism shit is a recent disease, a recent mental impairment. It didn't exist 2,000 years ago. It didn't exist 200 years ago. Where the fuck did it come from? I'm not going to say where it came from, man. You people can do your own research and figure that out yourself. That's all I'm saying, though, man. The people that really get it are going to continue to really get it. The people that don't get it, unfortunately, man, the world is changing drastically, right? We've gotten to the point where the powers that be are requiring to you have proof of vaccination before you can even get on the plane. That's some shit nobody ever thought we would see in America. That's some shit the Soviet Union did. Oh, you can't leave this city unless you have your paperwork. The world is changing drastically. The world is getting crazy, man. You know, this pandemic, it was really the calm before the storm. See, people think the actual pandemic was the storm. It wasn't. This is the calm before the storm. Well, I'm not going to talk about that in this video, and I'm probably never going to talk about it. I am going to continue to make videos like this where I talk about real shit, but certain things the sheep can't handle, man. So I think I'll conclude the video by saying this, right? That the Nazis didn't invent autism. I don't think that at all. The Nazis were just a group of pawns. I don't think they would even be capable. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. Maybe I am underestimating the Nazis. But that specific group had a specific purpose, and their purpose did not line up with, you know, the consequences of autism, so to speak. So I don't even think, if they had that capability, I don't think that's what the purpose was in the first place. So, but I want to clarify that. I don't think the Nazis invented autism. That whole conversation was basically me throwing out a hook to get people to think. And unfortunately, because their minds are so clouded by 20 years of bullshit, they're at this level, and until they admit that they have no idea what they're talking about, until they admit they have no knowledge about the subject, until they admit that they're blind, they will never see. You know, for years I didn't think I needed glasses. You know, I was 24. No, I was 23. I just got accepted into the police academy, you know. They sent me my paperwork. They told me to go to the doctors and get my pre-academy physical, because there's 2 physicals you got to take. The physical at the beginning that says that you can do basic physical activities. And then once they actually hire you, you got to get another physical that says you can actually do the job, right? And man, I was pissed off. The fucking not the doctor, I should have got that chick. I should have gave that chick my number, man. She was fine as hell, I'm not gonna lie, right? She was chubby, but she had like a cute face. I mean, whatever, you know. I wasn't on that time back then, though, man. Because I think I was dating somebody. Yeah, I was dating somebody anyway, so I wasn't even on that time. But the nurse chick, man, she sat me down. I'm like, what's up? She's like, you need glasses. Your vision is okay, but for the job that they want you to do, you need glasses. You need better vision. I go home, I'm angry. How dare these sons of bitches tell me I need fucking glasses? I can see just fine. Then I got glasses. I love my glasses, man. I'm getting contacts, though, because them bitches be sliding off. I would actually wear them while making these videos, but they be sliding off. So I'm getting contacts this week, but I was blind, and I didn't even realize it. And then when I got them glasses, I could see everything, you know. That's what this is about, though, man. The people that secretly recorded me, the people that just don't understand what's going on, these people were blind. And unfortunately, because they're unwilling to accept that they don't know anything, they may forever remain blind. So, I'm in the video there. I think that was a good example to end the video on. This video was about 30 minutes longer than I wanted it to be, but that's okay. I wanted to thoroughly answer the question. I wanted to thoroughly talk about what happened, and I wanted to thoroughly get you guys to understand things from the perspective of people that I gotta bring, instead of just going in on a rant like I originally did and intended to do. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Leave your questions in the comment below. I don't delete comments. If you see that your comment is not apparent, then YouTube probably just deleted it, because it deletes anything that it thinks, excuse me, that it thinks violates its terms of service. So if you leave a comment and it doesn't show up, try typing the comment again, hit refresh. Just keep typing it until it goes through. I'll eventually see it, you know. Because even the comments that YouTube deletes, sometimes I still get notified on the side. So leave your comments below. If you've got any questions, I answer all questions. I know I made a post saying leave your questions here and I'll get to it. I'll get to those questions on my post eventually. I got a life outside of this YouTube shit, right? I made a post 2 days ago, so I'm about to go somewhere right now. You feel me? So, I mean, if I don't make this video now, I'm not going to make it anytime soon. So, discuss it in the comment section. I'll get to it eventually. And I'm going to upload my Power 101 video where I'm sparring with Adam tomorrow. Because people... I still play that game sometimes, but... it's going to show I don't put much effort into my pirate videos anymore, man. Because it all relates to this, right? You try to help the sheep, and they resist. They don't want to acknowledge that they're doing something consistently wrong, which is why they always lose, but they want to attack you, the best player on the game that's trying to show them how to play this easy-ass game, who wins 90%. Well, against Adam, I won 66%, because we did 3 matches. I'm going to upload all 3 in one video. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace. Whenever that is.